Good morning, students. I am Padmini. I welcome you all to this session. Today, we are going to learn a poem from your English book Beehive, that is, A Legend of the Northland. A Legend of the Northland. So, A Legend of the Northland, it is a ballad. So, what is a ballad? A ballad is a poem narrating a story in short stanzas. Ballad is such kind of poem which tells a story in short stanzas, and in the poem all the stanzas comprises 4 lines. So in total there are 16 stanzas in this poem, and these stanzas will tell us a story. So ballads are a part of folk culture, or which is also known as the popular culture, and it is passed on orally from one generation to the next. Then folk culture or a popular culture is a story of any area, and it is known as ballad. So folk culture comprises of traditional stories which are passed on from one generation to the next generation. So this story, A Legend of the Northland. So this story is of the Northland area, the area which is near the North Pole. So the exact place is not specified in this poem, but Northland means the area in the northernmost part of the earth, that is near the North Pole. So legend means a historical story, one which is very old and has been passed on from one generation to the next generation. So in the first stanza, in the region around the North Pole or Northland, the duration of the day is very less because its position is such that the sun's rays reach for a very less time. When the area is experiencing the winter season, the duration of night is very long, and in the daytime hours are very less. In line 4, they refers to the people who live in this region. The poet says that the duration of the night time is so long that the people cannot sleep them through. If they go to bed, take a few hours of sleep, and then they wake up again, it is still night time. He wants to emphasize on the fact that the duration of the night is very, very long. In the second stanza, you can see the pictures. Sledge. Sledge means a vehicle on runners for conveying loads or passengers over snow or ice, often pulled by draught animals, especially the reindeers. To harness means to the reindeers with a rope or a sled so that it can be used for transportation. Then swift means that something which runs very fast. So the northern region experiences severe cold conditions. It is a snowy area. The reindeer is an animal which is found specially in the polar region. People tie reindeers to their sleighs, and the reindeers pulled the sledges, and then the reindeers pulled the sleighs. He adds that the children look like young ones of a bear because they wear funny looking clothes which is made of fur and which is like the furry skins of the bear. Next, the third stanza. So in the third stanza, in line 1, they refers to the parents or elders, and them refers to the children or the younger generations. The elders of the Northland region tell a strange and interesting story to the young generations. Okay, the poet says that he doesn't think that the story is true, but if he tells the story to the reader, maybe the story could learn a lesson from it. The story gives us the important message, or we can say the stories gives us the moral values of life. In stanza 4, we will meet another character who is Saint Peter. Saint Peter means he is a disciple, or we can say the follower of Jesus Christ. When preaching, he was preaching to give a religious talk. The story is about Saint Peter. When Saint Peter used to live in the world and went around and giving the religious lectures to the people, just like all the saints do. And then one incident happened. So what kind of incident happened? Let us start in the 5th stanza. Okay? So in the 5th stanza, we will get a new word, that is hearth. Hearth means fireplace where you do cooking, or in other word you can say it is chulha. Okay, when Saint Peter was moving around the world, giving religious lectures to the people, he reached the door of a cottage where a small woman was baking cakes. Okay, she was baking the cakes in the fireplace or in the hearth. So as Saint Peter had not eaten anything the entire day, the whole day he has not taken anything. He was very hungry and was feeling too weak also. So he went to the woman who was baking cakes and he asked for one cake out of the many cakes that she had already baked and stored all the cakes in the shelf. The little woman was selfish. She didn't give any cake from her store. Instead, she started making a very small cake for the Saint Peter. She didn't want to share her things. But when she put the cake for baking, she looked at it and thought that the cake was too big to be given to someone. That is the reason she was not totally interested to share the cake with Saint Peter. So the next moment, in the next paragraph, the woman, we can say the little miser woman, thought that the cake was too big to be given away. So she started making another smaller cake. When she looked at the cake, she again felt that it was as big as the previous one. Again, she was not ready to give the smaller cake to the Saint Peter. She was not ready to give. We can say she was not interested to share her things to someone else. The third time, she took a very small amount of duff and rolled it. The poet says that she rolled and rolled to lay emphasis on the fact that she rolled the duff and it made very thin like a wafer and baked it. But she was so greedy, so miser that she couldn't give them thin piece of bread or cake to the saint. Again, she was not interested to give the thinner part of the thing or like a wafer cake to the Saint Peter. The miser woman, the little woman, reasoned that when she ate the cakes, she felt that they were very small. But if she had to give them to someone else, she felt that they were too big to be given away. She put all the cakes on the shelf of her kitchen and she didn't give any cake to the Saint Peter, though Saint Peter was too hungry and feeling too weak. We will get here a difficult word like provoke. Provoke means to make someone angry or cause to get angry. So Saint Peter became very angry as he was very hungry also. So he was feeling very weak and the selfish woman was not ready to give him even a small cake. This behavior of the greedy woman angered the Saint Peter and he became so angry. In this paragraph, we will get a difficult word, that is dwell. Dwell means to live in this world. So Saint Peter immediately cursed the woman and said that she was very selfish. She didn't deserve to live like a human being. He added that God had given her food, shelter and fire to keep warm. But she had become so selfish for all the resources she had. But she did not want to share them with anybody else, those who are in need. So she should not live in this world. So she didn't deserve to live like a human being in this world. Here you will get some difficult words like scanty. Scanty means very little, that is known as scanty. Boring. Boring means make a hole. Make a hole means by digging something or in something with a tool or by digging. Okay. So Saint Peter cursed the woman that hence she would become a bird because she didn't deserve for human form. So she shall become a bird and just like the birds build their houses by boring into the wood, by boring and boring into the wood and collect very little food or scanty food. By working hard the entire day, the whole day. Similarly, she would also work hard in the dry wood all day and get little food and make a small place for herself to live in. So here Saint Peter cursed the woman to be a bird, not to dwell with a human form. As soon as the Saint Peter cursed the woman, she did not get a chance to speak for herself because that very moment she flew up to the roof through the chimney and flew out in the form of a bird. So Saint Peter curse had converted the woman into a bird. So when the woman turned into a bird, at that time she was wearing a red colored cap on her head. This cap was their own. The bird's head also. But the woman's remaining the cloths and burned and turned black in color, just like coal. But still there was a head type things, the scarlet, the red color scarlet on her head. So people, those who live in the countryside or in the village, even the small children who go to school, see this kind of bird in the woods. They see that he stays there all day and keeps on digging the wood with their beak to collect means very scanty food. Whenever any child sees this kind of bird, then his elders tell him this story. They say that the bird used to be a woman earlier. She was very greedy and so she was cursed by the Saint Peter and turned into a bird. Which is a woodpecker. They get a teaching that they should not be so greedy like the woman. So my dear students, we have learned the poem A Legend of the Northland. So what message do you get from this poem? The poem A Legend of the Northland conveys the message of generosity. The poet wants us not to be so greedy. If God has given us every comfort, then we should be thankful to Him and help His people who are poorer than us. So greed leads us to disaster. So in this poem, the woman is cursed by the Saint Peter and is transformed into a woodpecker because of her greed. If we also become greedy and miser, we will also have to face the consequences. So, be a human. Being human. Okay? So, my dear students, you have understood this poem. Thank you.